This one is, I sort of started this before September 11th. The idea was I wanted to deal with basically the premise of what was happening today in terms of, politics, and in terms of who was corrupt, who was not corrupt, who was connected, who was not connected. And so I started the piece initially, and then when September 11th came around, everything broke loose. Everything came through, so I was able to look up a ton of stuff based out of the internet, from conspiracy theories right on through to factual information to historical information dating back to how this is reconnected. So I sort of did this piece, sort of a kind of mockery, and a kind of mockery of everything that kind of went on, and to kind of make it into like sort of this kind of using factual information that is dealing with corrupt things, but making it having humor. It was important to incorporate the humor in it, because I think the only way to deal with the issues that are going on right now, including the war and everything, is either to cry or to laugh. And I decided to use it as a premise to just try to make people laugh. And so I use certain things, like for instance, Osama bin Laden, sort of the blowback in 1985, which is a term that is used by the, I think it's either by CIA, which is usually any individual that they've cooperative, or any cooperative who's worked with them, who they've trained, and basically they become a threat through the channels that eventually they were actually not as cool as what they expected them to be, even though they put them through all the training and put them through all things. So I use these things. It gets a lot deeper than that, but I use it as a way of throwing things in. And for instance, the motorcade in Dallas is like, who are the individuals involved? Are they the same people in the motorcade in Dallas? Are they the same people who removed Kennedy? And sort of the concept of them holding the plane, who's holding the plane and who's making the decision, and sort of like this character coming out of the flight recorder thing, that concept, and the concept of the CIA emblem, and sort of playing pattern. It's a pattern of events, of things that are meant to be. Then sort of playing around. The concept of everything where it comes from is the basis of oil, and I made this as Texas oil. Made an oil truck and drew an oil truck in there, and kind of worked it through, and playing around with characters like a balloon type face character that's like screaming scapegoats, and the concept with children sort of dreamscaping and what's happening there. So playing with all those kind of aspects of the piece, and just sort of seeing what happens with it. Sort of like a music box of turning information that's coming out, a nuclear device coming out of here, Pakistan, and what's coming out of sort of the Taliban regime's thing, and sort of what comes out of there. Sort of playing around with it, and then incorporating concepts of the Illuminati, and just sort of throwing things around, and just sort of giving you a guesswork, so that you come to the piece, you're either gonna laugh or you're gonna go, where's all this information coming from? But basically, it's factual information, but it's just that I sort of put a twist on it and kind of make it more sort of comic relief with all the events that kind of went on. That's the kind of thing. It's like a comic relief.
So the next what is gonna name random select.
Random select is a thing that I use, which is random. It's random information. Randomly, we're chosen. Randomly, things happen to us at unforeseen moments. It's up for us to make the choice in the fork in the road, to make a selection in the road, to decide where we're going to go, left, right, center. That was the main premise that I came up with. I was thinking about the concept of random select. But then as it went on, it was very much on that same basis. It's like random information is random. It would be social, political, religious, humorous. Incorporate those things. But the selection is the actual how I make the placement, how I place the images in and around sourcing this information. Like this is for this particular one, this is all based on one sort of theme, which is the events from September 11th to the events of war, to the events of the building up to war, to where it's going to end, how it's going to end, who knows. But it's just like playing off that kind of idea, and then just kind of like the selection is the placement, but it's like just kind of playing in and around that concept. But I come up with this thing which I call random select for all the paintings, based on just sort of randomly placing information in and around situations. Yeah. And work. And then as this was rolling out, I would roll this end up like this. And roll this end up. And just keep on rolling and working, rolling up and working, rolling up and work that way. So that was, you know, that's sort of how the bed comes in handy for being able to work. So it's kind of cool like that. So that was like for a piece like this on the other piece.
So because I saw a picture, that's you, right? You're working on the table, right?
Yeah, that's in AIM. That's the AIM. Sorry, it's at Ardomai. Ardomai was a great residency that I went to last summer, and that's where I met Coan. Actually, it was at Ardomai. That's where I met Christian. That's where I met a lot of different people. Was at the Ardomai, and that was a great residency. You know, it was great thing was I was able to go on a thing called the LEF. LEF. It's called the LEF Foundation Scholarship, which I was able to first minstrels, you know, first minstrels in 1872, 1940, something like that. But it has every kind of history, everything on black culture, opera, writers, musicians, politicians, it's like, it has, this library has everything you're going to think of.